Hello, Daniela. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello. Thank you.
Great to see you again.
You too.
It was great that we saw you just a few weeks ago, actually, because you were here in Balbriggan shooting a
Yeah.
video, which we'll talk about. But where are you right now?
I'm in Madrid center at the moment. I moved just a week. I've been here for a week already, so
Wow.
yeah, very recent.
And which part of Madrid is it?
It's in Ventas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like nearly in the city, like right beside the city center.
Yeah, really, really close to Sol. I lived in Madrid on my Erasmus year, and I had an amazing time, an amazing
Did you like
year.
it?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was lots of practicing my Spanish, but it was also practicing going out a lot as well.
Yeah.
So one of these cities it never sleeps, and absolutely class.
Never. Well,
And
it
what's
is
the music scene
now,
like?
but yeah.
What's the music scene like there?
What do you mean?
What's the music scene? What type of music is being made in Madrid?
Well, everything basically, but like the people I move with, they're all like urban type of music, like for like people, well, every age, but it's more like urban type of music, like R&B mixed with electronic, um, flamenco mixed with different type of styles as well. It's just a bit of everything, really.
So lots of fusion.
Yeah.
And are you have you decided to move there recently for music? Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah. Because the thing is, I was flying to Madrid, like say once a month or so for the last couple of months, like when like everything, when you could start like going out for a bit after everything, because a singer from here, a Spanish artist, he contacted me through Instagram, and he wanted to make music with me. So we did, and then I came to Madrid to record two of the songs, and then I came back to record the video, which was in the north of Spain, and we came back to Madrid to record the second video, and I was only supposed to stay here for about a week maximum, but I ended up staying a month because like just things just kept on happening for me, and I just couldn't say no. Like it'd be stupid to leave at the moment and then like not take every opportunity that was given to me. So I ended up staying for a month, and then literally the last day I was here, I was like, okay, I have to come live here. I can't leave and not continue like going like down this path. I can't leave
You
right
felt
now.
a bit of momentum, and you just felt that it was taking
like
you that way.
The day before I was leaving, I was like, okay, and I just started looking for a place to stay. I found it like the exact same day I went to see the house, and I was like, okay, I'm taking this, so I'm here.
Nice one.
Yeah.
So I'd love to introduce you to some of our listeners. So as you heard, Daniela is in Madrid right now, but Daniela García Salazar, or as she's known at the minute making music as Daniela Garsal, she was born in Gran Canaria in 1999 and moved to Dublin at the age of 4. Is that right, Daniela?
Yeah.
And she's lived between the two ever since. So growing up in Dublin and in Gran Canaria. Key influences musically, which we'll talk about a little bit more, have you mentioned online, such as sort of Latino rhythms, soul, pop and R&B.
Yeah.
And you've been making music on your channel since 2017.
Yeah, well, not on my channel, on the producer's channel. I used to make music with another producer, and he just like uploaded everything to his channel because I didn't have one at the moment. I really just did it for fun.
Well, that's a really good point, and we'll talk about that stuff. About how you even start. Like, where do you start if you're making music? Do you try to set everything up yourself? Do you go and collaborate with a producer? Do you talk to a label? All these things, which I suppose you're right in the thick of it at the minute. So it's a really good time to catch you, and we'll explain your story a bit more. But my first question is, what was it like growing up in Dublin?
I really like growing up in Dublin, especially because there's a lot of music everywhere and art, and it's just, I think it's very, and not just when I mean by music, by like live music, like a lot of bands, a lot of different types of music styles. And I just think, well, my family also, like they showed me a lot of different styles, but I think growing up in Dublin helped a lot with that because there's some styles that I wasn't used to maybe when I was younger. And related to music, I loved growing up in Dublin.
Yeah, and because you have music in your family as well as then studying music. So you were studying music in Ireland and in Dublin.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your experience? Because a lot of our listeners would be music students themselves, or music teachers, or even performers who are maybe trying to break out there and writing their own music.
Yeah.
So what was your experience of actually studying music?
Well, I studied music in BIM in Dublin. I think it was really good. I didn't finish the course, but I think it was really good because I still am. I'm really shy when it comes up to singing in front of people or even recording a video or anything. I still get really anxious about it. And what BIM helped me a lot in because they made us like go up on stage and like sing with a band and just like do different type of exercises in front of the whole class. And I think that really helped me to like feel more comfortable with myself going up and singing in front of people, because everyone did the same thing and no one judged you, and I certainly didn't judge anyone when anyone was going up. So I think that really helped with being more confident with myself, and I learned a lot of things as well. But I didn't want to keep going. I didn't want to continue at BIM. I wanted to make my own music and like just really concentrate on writing my own music.
Yeah, well, that's a big point, because the BIM courses, they promote a lot of collaboration and working. You get to work with people not only in your own year who are like drummers and guitarists and writers and producers, but then you also get to mix in between the years. So first years get to do some work with third years, and even at that age, like 2 years is a big difference in terms of exposure and experience and things. So it is great to get that, but your decision to sort of step away from that infrastructure and to go on your own path, especially because your connections in Spain and your market in Spain. So was that a difficult decision for you?
It definitely was, because I really wanted to finish, because I think it was great and it was helping me a lot personally as well. But because some things are starting to happen for me, like here in Spain, and I was flying a lot to Mallorca and to Madrid and everything. So I kind of felt I didn't have enough time, or I couldn't make enough time to concentrate in BIM as much as I wanted to. And I was seeing that I was liking doing this more than what I was doing at BIM. So that kind of, it was hard, because my family obviously wanted me to finish studying there. And so did I. But they were very supportive at the end as well. So
sometimes these things are a matter of timing. And like you said, you went to Madrid for a week and it turned into a month. And sometimes opportunities build and layer on top of each other, and you can't plan for things. So it's always going to be a matter of making a decision at a particular time. And sometimes it's a harder decision, but I suppose overall you can look back and see what you've learned. And there is always a chance in the future where anyone who leaves that type of course, or anyone who even tries something out or goes on a tour or releases an album or whatever it is, they can always go back to the thing that they were doing before.
Exactly. So yeah, I always had that choice. I knew if I stopped now, because I just felt it was like my time to do what I want to do now. And I always know I can go back to studying or even do both things at the same time. But I just felt at the time that I just didn't want to be doing that at the moment.
And you said that you are shy.
Yeah.
But would you say there's a difference between being shy on camera or on stage and having nerves beforehand?
Yeah. Okay. So
because I'm saying so because like you're a seasoned performer, and you know, if you look at your stuff online, you've got loads of videos, and like you look totally comfortable when you're on screen. So how can someone that's shy be so comfortable on stage? And this is obviously something that performers and musicians are very, very familiar with, this dichotomy between how you feel inside with what you're projecting when you're on screen or on stage.
Well, I started off like when I was smaller and I had to go up on stage and sing, or like even in front of my family or friends. Everyone would ask me, sing something. I'm like, no, I really can't. Like I'd get really nervous about it. And I have a lot of nerves before singing, and then during, like while I'm singing as well. But then as the song finishes, I'm starting to get comfortable on stage or singing in front of people, and that's when I don't want to stop singing. But I don't know, like especially on the videos I put up on Instagram or stuff like that. Like I think as well, because the videos I put on Instagram, I'm not actually singing in front of anyone. It's just myself and the camera, so that helps a lot. And on the music videos, I am actually like really, really shy, and I don't know what to do. So that's the director helps a lot. Like during, but I still got really nervous, and I don't do everything like 100% like what I would like to do it like. I don't know if I'm explaining myself.
Yeah,
properly.
well, sometimes people forget when they're watching a music video that there's a whole team of people behind the camera.
Yeah, there's
and
so
that there's
many
a director and there's a person on working the camera, someone usually doing the lights as well.
Yeah.
And like all these people are feeding back into the artist or the performers and telling them what to do, what might help it look better or what might help them feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But you've been doing more and more video. But let's talk a little bit about your Instagram. So what started you putting stuff on Instagram? Why did you decide to put yourself out there like that? Because it's a big step to take.
Yeah, it was. I guess when I opened up Instagram a few years later, I started seeing that I could use that to show what I like to do. And I was really, really shy about it, but I like made the decision and I was like, okay, I'll just start posting covers of me singing songs I like. I'll just look for the instrumental on YouTube and I'll just sing on top of it. And if I like it, I'll just post it and see how people react to it. So it started off like that basically. And then people just started to like it. And then I just kept like posting videos, maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks. And that's basically how it started. And
have you always been working with collaborators? Have you always been making music with other people, or did that sort of come through that process of sharing online?
Yeah, that came through that process. I didn't work with anyone. I just sang to my phone and then uploaded it. And then one day, a guy from Gran Canaria, he was also starting, he was a producer. He was starting like to make music and everything. He said that he loved how he sang, and like he'd love to get into the studio with me and like write our own songs and stuff. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, oh my God, please, I would love to. So we met up and then we actually started doing covers as well. Like the first song was the cover, but it was a bit of like a mix up, like it wasn't exactly the same. And then we just started like writing our own music, and that was amazing. That was like a new world to me.
So yeah, tell us about that process. How did you find yourself in that jigsaw of producer, singer, songwriter? Like how did you come into that? Did you have ideas about your lyrics? Did you have ideas about your melodies? How was it?
Well, he would basically start on the laptop, like on the program. He would start like with chords, and like then he'd be building it up. So while he was like building the structure and everything, I'd be like doing my own melodies in the back. I always like ever since I was small, I used to play like piano, whatever I knew, and I used to like just write on top of it and just like sing different melodies. And so that kind of just comes to me since I was small, like the melodies and everything. And so I would just start recording on my phone the melodies that came into my head that I liked, and then I would just write over them. And if I liked them, I'd leave it like that, and if not, I just change it up a bit. And he would always obviously help as well. Like he had a lot of ideas, and he'd help me. Like I'd ask him, "What do you like this word better or this word?" And then we'd just like kind of build it up, the two of us together.
And you were writing exclusively in Spanish?
No, I started writing in English because because at the moment my Spanish vocabulary wasn't really wide. I didn't know. I knew obviously because I spoke Spanish at home, but I didn't know a lot of difficult words in Spanish. I know the basic stuff that you just talk at home and with your family, but I didn't feel confident enough to write a full song in Spanish. So I started off singing English because that's what I felt comfortable with. And then suddenly one day I was like, okay, I'm ready to write something in Spanish. So that's when I started writing.
So you got a little bit more poetic with it. So it took a little bit more confidence, because that's the thing, writing lyrics, it's it's as close to poetry as anything, really.
Yes,
So it's about how your lyrics flow and complement each other, not only with the
exactly.
rhyming but the rhythm and how they go with the beat. And the musician, the producer, the singer, they have to be very poetically minded if they're going to
Yeah,
be setting words to the music. And
exactly.
and so how long, like how many things were you doing? Were you quite busy, like prolific, putting stuff together, and were you getting attention from other musicians or other producers at that point?
I was, yeah. I started off doing it just for fun because we really liked doing it. Because I was still I was in fifth year. I think I was fifth year, yeah, or sixth year. No, fifth year.
And so where were you
Well,
going to school?
I was going to see in Spain. It's different. You don't do fifth and sixth year. You do first and second of bachillerato. It's called bachelor, I think. I don't
Uh-huh,
know.
uh-huh.
And
So
I
when you're like
went.
16, 17, you go to kind of college,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And you do the last 2 years of school there, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to an art school. It was wasn't anything to do with music, but like just drawing and like painting and stuff.
Fine arts.
Yeah, exactly. And I was doing my exams there, so I really wanted to I started doing music, and I was like losing my concentration from school, so I didn't want that either. I wanted to finish and then start um doing music properly. And so yeah, I started. Sorry, what was the question again? I just kept.
No,
Sorry.
well, I suppose it was about getting attention for the work you were doing. But actually, I have another. I have a question actually on that, because you're talking about this experience of studying and sort of growing up and becoming an adult. And this is when you're sort of discovering your voice as an artist, not only your singing voice, but what you want to say and what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, can you remember like the first song that you wrote
Oh
and
yeah.
what it was about? Can you tell us about it, Daniela?
Yeah. The first song I wrote was okay. I recently okay. It probably sounds a bit corny and stupid, but
Hit us.
yeah. Like when I started doing music and I finished school, I broke up with my boyfriend that I was with him for 5 years. I was really small, but I was still with him for 5 years, and it was basically about my breakup with him.
All right, well, it's a pretty common theme, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, very common.
So was this in English then? You're writing in English?
Yeah, that one was in
Okay.
English.
Can you give us a chorus lyric or something?
Let me see if I can remember the song.
Or what it sounds like?
Oh my god. Yeah. Wait, I can't remember the lyrics. You want me to stay away, but I just can't try and concentrate. It's been so hard to say it, but I had to be clear before I made mistakes, 'cause I want you to be near. And then it's, but I can't stop thinking about you. And then it was just like a bit of like electric things going on.
Cool. And what type of music were you listening to when you were writing that? Just because you know people listening to your voice there's a sense of like familiarity with it. It sounds like it's very familiar on the ear, and it sounds like a lot of the like R&B music that I would have heard, in the 90s.
Yeah, definitely. I think when we did that, well, the music was more electronic kind of thing. Very producer, like he just like a lot of noise and weird sounds in it. But I think my like the melody of what I was doing and the phrasing of everything was a bit more R&B type of thing. And I was during that time I listened to a lot of R&B always, and a lot of pop as well, and really like commercial music. So I think it was a bit of everything put into my first song ever.
Cool. And I wanted to ask you about Si Tu No Estás, a song that has very recently been released, right? This month.
Yes, yeah, like this week. I think
This
so.
week, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And the video of that, you actually recorded here at the Irish Institute of Music and Song.
I did.
And that's when you were over just a few weeks ago. So it was a very fast turnaround.
Oh,
Can you
really?
tell us about making, firstly, the music? So tell us about the song itself and what was the process?
Okay. Well, last year, I wrote that song last year. And it was when I left college, I went to Mallorca to record with another producer. And well, basically we in the space of a week we did like an EP, like a lot of songs. We didn't finish them. We just like had the idea of every single song.
Demoed everything.
Yeah, exactly. And this song was it's funny because I the first time I went to Mallorca, we spent the whole time in the studio. We didn't do anything. I didn't see any of Mallorca. It was just like work.
Yeah.
And then the second time I was like, okay, the next time I really want you to take me out. Okay, 50% work, 50% party, or because I was in Magaluf, like I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so I wrote that song very hungover the next day because we went out. We only went out for one night, sorry. And the next day they were like, okay, let's go to the studio. I was like, I can't. I'm dying.
Dragging you out of bed.
But like, since I'm here, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to go and just whatever comes out. So the producer was really hungover himself as well. So it was kind of a really good mix between the both of us because we were like really sad. We were like, oh.
Yeah.
So the song is very sad as well. The lyrics all of my lyrics are always about relationships, or not relationships, just feelings I've had for boys or they've had towards me. And just that song is kind of just talking about how you don't need that person anymore in your life because you thought you did and you thought you loved them, but then you realize you didn't actually love them the best way you can love someone. So you're better off not being near them or with them or anything. So that's kind of very depressing, hungover lyrics. Yeah.
So was it a good night the night before though? That's the important thing.
Oh, it was very good. Very good. Yeah,
Good stuff. And,
I had a lot of fun.
And did you basically finish the song in that one session? Or
Yeah.
Great. So it was a pretty productive session.
Yeah, we started off with another beat, another melody, but it was really fun. It was really happy song, and I was like, I'm not feeling this at all. Can we change? Like we changed a few times, and nothing was working for me. I couldn't get anything out of myself. But then he started playing those chords, and I was like, oh yes, this is the one. And the song, I wrote it really fast. It just like when the inspiration comes to you, you just like vomit all over everything. And it was very fast, the process for this song, not before that.
And so what was the video? What was the video process? Because it was filmed a lot in Balbriggan, and you're on one of the trains as well.
Yeah.
Here in O'Darren.
Yeah. Yes. Well, my friend Danny, his dad is half Irish, so he was there for a few months. And I went there for a couple of weeks myself. So I asked him if he wanted to come to Dublin and do the video for me, and he was very happy about it. And we started off, I had kind of the idea of what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure because, well, I had a lot of ideas about the video. And then also my friends were recently just moved to Dublin as well, my best friend. So I kind of asked him if he wanted to play my boyfriend in the video. And it was really fun. Like, we had a lot of fun. We laughed a lot because we couldn't be mad at each other in the video. We're like, okay, let's just try be mad at each other and pretend we're like fighting and whatever. So the video, we just kind of wanted to like record kind of what you do like on your daily basis, just like go on the train, go somewhere, meet up with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. And we basically recorded everything in the room because we thought it was so beautiful. We were like, why would we do anything anywhere else when we have this set here and we could do like a lot of things inside of the room. And then the other bits were just like bits that we would just like go into Balbriggan. We recorded on the train and then walking.
You guys took a walk down to the harbour with the old lighthouse, which is I think it's the second oldest lighthouse in Ireland. Yeah. It's really beautiful, and the beach down there is gorgeous. The golden sands, but the room you were in, it was the Enya room,
Yes.
and that's in Ruscarrick House, which is one of the period houses here on the campus, and each of the rooms are named after a composer. So Enya has her own room, and that's actually, I think it's my favorite room as well. It's just beautifully designed by Maria here, and she has done an incredible job just in the colors and the taste, and that really comes in through the video. But the house itself, it dates from the 1830s, and there's so much character in it, so it comes across really well on camera.
Yeah. Like we didn't need any other lighting. Like the lighting, it was just like the light that came through the windows and the lamps that were there. And I just think it was perfect. Like there was no other lighting needed. Like it was the mood that I wanted to give to the video, because I really wanted it to be kind of the colors, Love Story, the movie. It's all like really old, kind of past like warm colors, and I think that really the room really like showed what I wanted to put out there.
That's good. And some of the times you can't plan for that, because when you walk into a space and you see it, you can't necessarily predict exactly what shot you need until you're in the space. And this happens a lot of the time. So you ended up actually basing the song, the music video in that room.
Yeah.
Whereas I think you're only going to do one scene there at the start maybe and film elsewhere. But it's cool the way that happens sometimes. But when you guys are putting that out now, what's the plan with your stuff? Because I know you've got a contract and you've got a deal. Yeah. And so what's your plan over the next few years with your music?
Well, one of the reasons I came over to Madrid as well, because I recently signed with Warner Chappell, which is I don't know how you say it in English, editorial. It's what they do. They like with I don't know how do you say it in English.
Publisher.
They basically do everything with like your rights and I don't know how to explain it in English.
Yeah.
They just, it's just, I don't know. But that's one of the reasons I came over here. So I'm starting to work with them as well. And well, my plan for the next couple of years, I already have a few collaborations with other artists that want to work with me, which is amazing because it's people I listen to like on my daily basis. I got my playlist on Spotify, and thanks to Juancho, that's his name, the guy I did music with last month. Thanks to him, basically asking me to collaborate with him, and because he has a lot of followers and a lot of views, like people really like his music, and everyone kind of started seeing me through that. That's how they came onto my Instagram and like saw my songs like that I did myself and everything. So thanks to that, a lot of artists have been like messaging me to collaborate with me, like producers, other singers as well. As I said, singers that I listen to on my Spotify playlist, which is amazing for me because that's like a dream, And so that's my plan for the next couple of years. Just like, that's why I came here, like just music nonstop, writing and like every day. I have my little microphone here and my interface and everything that I could do here.
So
and then
you've got your studio set up so you can work away, collaborate with people, write whatever you need to do.
Exactly.
From home.
Exactly. I do everything that I can from home. If they want
keep going.
If they want better quality or anything, because my mic, it's not a bad microphone, but I'd rather just like have all my work done. Like my studio is basically in my room. Like nothing. It's just the microphone and this, which is not put here. I do all the work in my room, and then if you need like more professional sound or whatever, then I have everything done. Then I just go to the studio and just record it, like everything already planned out beforehand.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's brilliant. I think it's the same for so many musicians. Well, especially now we're in the second wave of lockdown here in Ireland, and people have just had to. They've been forced to set up their own studios if they didn't already. I think most musicians probably had their own home studio, whether it was just a laptop and a microphone or an amp or whatever it is for the guitar or whatever it is. But more so now than ever, people have to, it's just
Yeah,
you either
like you have no other
have it
choice.
and you work or you don't.
Exactly.
And what's it like in Spain at the minute? Because in Ireland, obviously, we're in level 5.
Hmm.
So what's happening in Spain?
Well, I don't watch TV. I prefer not to watch TV
Yeah,
because
yeah. I know
there's
a
a lot
lot
of
of my friends are doing
opinions,
the same thing.
and I just don't think it's necessary. If I want to know something, I just go on to Google and just search it and see what's going on. But at the moment, in Madrid, I know I don't know if that's not happening anymore. But a few days ago, like you couldn't come into Madrid and you couldn't leave Madrid if you didn't have a paper saying like you were leaving for
Right.
work or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Like an official document.
Exactly. Yeah. That's made by a lawyer or something like
Wow, okay.
yeah. And so at the moment, a few days ago, there's a new. It's called toque de queda, which is what when Franco was ruling. But well, the dictator Franco in
Hmm.
Spain. Well, it's the
General
same
Franco.
thing. Yeah. You can't leave the house from 11 at night until 6 a.m. in the next morning.
So it's a
Like you can
curfew.
go, yeah, you can go on and about during the day outside anywhere.
Mhm.
Shopping, every shop is open, restaurants are open, everything is open. But at 11 o'clock at night, you have to be in your house, and there's police everywhere checking if you're inside your
Wow.
house. Yeah, it's very scary. It's like, I don't know, really,
So the
really
city's
scary.
basically closing down for the night, every night?
Yeah, everything is like last night I went for dinner with my mom because she just left today. She was here for a few days. Um, I went to we went for dinner, and then when we came back in Madrid, it's from 12 that you can't leave the house until 6 a.m. the next morning.
Okay.
And when we came back, it was like 12 and we were like running really fast to my house because we got out of the train and we were running really, really fast. And
Wow.
like police were already like going around with the sirens and everything. It's
Wow.
very,
Patrolling
yeah,
around.
yeah,
That's mad because, I mean, Spain, my memories of Madrid, like the night only starts at like 11.
exactly.
And like
Like,
your people are starting to come out, they're getting the train into town at like 12.
exactly. Yeah, at like 12 or 1 or even
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like you start really late because it ends really early
Remember, we
in the
used to get the
morning.
last metro into
Mhm.
town and then get the first metro back like at
Yeah.
5 or whatever,
Yeah.
half 5, and get some churros on the way home.
Oh yeah, lovely. I had churros
Sure.
this morning.
Those are the days.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you actually about now that you're at this stage in your music career, I mean, obviously you're still very, very young and you're at the
Mhm.
beginning of something, but it's definitely a step into this professional world. What would you say are your strengths as a musician? And I'm going to ask you about your weaknesses as well. So,
Okay. I think my strengths are, well, I listen to every single music genre. I like everything, and I think I just kind of I get inspired by a lot of different types of music, not just one. And I think also uh, I know English and Spanish, so that kind of helps a lot as well. And um, I think those are my strengths basically. That I listen to a lot of different music, and I sing a lot of different music as well, and that I'm bilingual
and you
as
get a
well.
broad taste, so you're not limited by these genres in terms of pop,
Oh no, not at all.
R&B, and all
Mhm.
electronic. Anything that's
Mhm.
happening, anything that's in the charts, you've
Yeah,
got a good ear for.
yeah, and I have like loads of music that I haven't put out yet. That they're just like very weird because like all my songs are different types of genres.
And actually, because you're bilingual and you've got the English and Spanish, what's the American market like? Because obviously the Latino music,
Hmm.
like Musica Latina market over in the South of America,
Hmm.
the South of the United States, would be huge. Like absolutely huge
Oh
market,
yeah,
and it's like just as popular as the English language stuff.
yeah. It's basically in Latin America. It's just it's more reggaeton than any other type of music. That's what's like everyone listens to at the moment, and even even American artists or English artists or Irish or whatever are all kind of
That are
getting
using that
into,
sound.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that rhythm, and they're like collaborating with all the South American artists and everything. And I think, I don't know, it's cool in a way to see everything getting mixed up and like all different types of styles like reggaeton and pop and like electronic and everything. And so yeah, that's a really big market, like over in Spain as well. Like here, like the music you most listen to is reggaeton as well.
Wow.
And yeah, it's, yeah.
And then what about your weaknesses? What things have you already identified as, okay, I need to work on that, or things that you maybe you're seeing yourself struggling with? Because it's
Hmm.
obviously it's very important when you're going into this career to know where your pitfalls are, or know where your vulnerabilities are as an
Yeah.
artist. So have
Hmm.
you found any yet?
Yeah, definitely a lot.
A
um,
knowing smile.
yeah. I think, well, the bad thing, well, not bad, like just things I have to work on. Um, I'm really self-conscious of when I'm writing with another artist, because I'm not really I'm fast when I write my music. Sometimes it like just comes out, and then sometimes I can take hours to write. And I just feel really self-conscious when I'm writing with someone and they're like really fast writing, and I like don't, I don't know if it's that I'm shy or I'm just like really conscious about it, that I don't feel very confident in writing there with them at like, I don't know, it's just something I have to work on, that I just like have to put out things, even if they sound stupid, just say them, write them down, try it out.
Yeah,
Like that's what we're there for. So that's one of the
exactly.
things. And
But that's often about the partnership. It's about the
yeah,
relationship between the two artists, and there has to be in any creative scenario. There has to be trust, and there's
exactly.
trust between you as the lyricist or the singer or the
Hmm.
songwriter or the performer and the other person, whatever they are. There has to be trust there for you to have an exchange and an open exchange. And like you said, you might say things or put them out, even if you know that they're stupid, but
Yeah,
they're like, step one of
exactly.
step
Maybe
five.
if you say that, then who you're
Yeah.
working with, oh, maybe instead of saying that, we can change the last word
Exactly. But if
and
you go
say,
in
and
knowing that you've got step five, that you're both getting towards step five, maybe you'll put step one and then they will put step two and then you'll come in with step three, they'll give you a
exactly,
step four and then you come in with step five. So you get there
exactly,
together. And that's what collaboration's all about.
exactly.
But that the willingness, it's almost a willingness to fail and
Hmm.
to get it wrong and to sort of work together to get
Hmm.
it right. That's the
Exactly.
big thing.
Yeah, that's what's beautiful about it at the end. It's just that you kind of work together to create something that just started off of being something that doesn't,
Crap.
uh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Class.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, that's brilliant.
And then
Go
another
ahead.
thing, because you said a few,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
say another. I think well, the thing about it, I'm really, when it comes to, well, singing in front of people and everything, I'm really kind of, I think also, well, my managers have told me about it as well, that I have to like kind of believe more in myself and what I do, like really think it's really good, because I'm really perfectionist when I'm writing, or I think maybe it's not good enough, or even like for the videos, like when I go to do a music video or anything, I don't believe it. I don't. It's not like, how can I explain myself? It's not like I need to work on my, like my, like to trust myself a bit more. And
Is it like you're an actor with a persona,
yeah,
or are you trying to be yourself? Is it?
I think it's a bit of both. I'm trying to find kind of, because I don't want, I obviously want to be like in what you said, like the actors kind of way. I really want to be myself when it comes to show myself to public and everything. I really want that, but not at all, like not 100%. You know, I don't want to just show everything. I don't know. I kind of want to be a mix of everything. I really have to believe in myself to for things to work as well. So
But that's the power of the performer as well, because
Yeah,
you can choose what you show. You can choose
exactly.
how much you give away and how much you
Exactly.
keep to yourself. And I think that's one of the things where performers, the audience always wants more from the
Mm-hmm.
performer, but that can sometimes do damage or harm to the
Mm-hmm.
performer because then they've nothing left for
Exactly.
themselves.
Yeah.
And it's always a balance. And sometimes you might have one song in your set, or you do one project or one album or one video where you do give it all, and then a lot of people spend the rest of their career trying to get it back because they've
Yeah.
given too much maybe. And this is part of the risk of going into music and being a
Exactly.
performer.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose the more you put out there, the more you're doing, you're seeing that process,
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing to perform.
No, it's not, because you'd never want to give too much. You never want to put too much out there, but you don't want to like not give a lot either. So you kind of have to find a balance to see what you want people to see from you and what you don't want them to see as well. Like with your music and your like yourself, basically.
Now, you last summer you worked on Sounds Good, which is the music summer camps that we do
Yeah.
here at the Arts Institute of Music and Song, and that was in Malahide. So we spent a week, and I was working with kids between the ages of 7 and 12. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's just chaos. Kids running around singing
Mm-hmm.
songs and picking up instruments and writing new music. And you were doing some workshops with them, some drum workshops, some singing workshops.
Yeah.
What was can you remember back to your experience as a kid learning music? And you said you come from a musical family,
Yeah.
but what was your sort of, do you remember many of those musical moments? And do you have any like favorite defining musical
Oh yeah.
moments as a child?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, well, my family, my mom and my uncle and my dad and my auntie used to be in a band. Like they
Cool.
like sing around in Gran Canaria and stuff. And I remember being in the where you like the studio rooms where they like would what's the word? They
Rehearse.
rehearse, yeah, rehearsal rooms, yeah. And I used to love going there because they'd just be like playing, and like you could only hear the sound of the drums and the bass and everyone singing and stuff. And I remember that very vividly, and I just used to love going with them. And also, anytime there was a family gathering, my granddad would just like whip out the guitar, and everyone would just start singing.
Cool.
And also another really a memory that I like really have, like I really remember, is in Dublin when we were doing when I was in St. Colin Hills, we were getting ready to do our communion, our Holy Communion, and I used to love going to the church on Fridays to rehearse the songs. I just think that was beautiful, like the whole all the girls just like singing like a choir and like learn the songs and singing. I just think it like you. I remember listening to us inside the church, and I just that was amazing. I just felt
That
like
beautiful acoustic and hearing
yeah,
the voices. So that
yeah,
was in
yeah,
Swords, was it?
yeah, in swords.
Cool. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's often it's those moments, those childhood memories which define us, and we
Hmm.
find out about ourselves and say, I love the sound of the choir in the church, or
Yeah.
I love the sound of my my parents playing music or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then that just simmers there for like 10, 15 years, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you become a bit older and you're like, actually that's I want to do that. I want to
Yeah.
play music. I want to sing in a church. I want to record. I want to film. But that's really, it's beautiful to get that, and it's great that we had you as well helping out all those kids
Oh, I loved
working on the
it.
Sounds Good camp.
Really good
Um,
experience.
so the last question for you, Daniela,
Mhm.
what advice would you have for any young musicians? So maybe from 7 to 12 to 15 to 16, 17, the same age you were when you were starting to release your own stuff,
Mhm.
about becoming a musician, pursuing a career in music. What
Yeah.
would be your top tips?
Well, one of them would definitely be like if you do it because you love making music and you love playing whatever instrument you do. Like just do it because it's what you actually love to do. If you want to do that full time. If not, then if you love it, do it as well. But I mean, and never be like don't have like how can I say it? Um you don't want to be rushing into anything, just kind of enjoy it, like enjoy it as much as you can. Don't rush to get somewhere. Like, don't sit back either, but like work on everything like with a lot of patience and care for your work, because it's kind of like your babies, it's like your work. You have to put all your love into that. And like, just don't rush to anything to get anywhere like fast. Like, everything comes when it has to come. And if you like treat your work with love and like passion and everything, it'll just come. Like, it's kind of the process as well. So yeah, and also study a lot. Like, if you like something, like really go to like your classes and everything, because that really helps as well. Like, I nearly everything I like, my singing is all self-taught. I've never been to singing lessons, but what helped me a lot, I used to go to piano lessons, and that helps so much, like with in everything. And also music business as well. Like, if you want to be in the industry and you want to know what you're doing and where you're going in, like what you're getting into and everything, it's really important to know about music industry and like music business, so that you kind of know where you are and no one's telling you what to do all the time without you knowing what they're saying, you know. So I think
Very
those
good advice.
yeah, would be my tips, or what has helped me anyways.
Nice one. And you're only starting out, so we'd love to catch up with you again. We love your music. We put it on here in the office, and we're big into it. It's very cool music. So we're gonna share some as part of the podcast as well, so people can check you out.
Great.
But yeah, we'll catch up again with you, Daniela, and continue doing what you're doing. Hope things are going okay in Madrid and everybody's safe and everything. So we'll catch up soon.
Thank you so much.